Hey everyone, how are y'all doing today? So welcome to our first SCG Organization Leadership Roundtable of the semester. Again, thank you all for coming. This year we are going to be bringing back the STORGYs, the Student Organization Award Ceremony, which will be held Friday, April 14th at the Crown Plaza from 5 to 10 p.m. Program evaluation forms. In order to be eligible for the STORGYs, organizations must fill out the program evaluation reports for events that you want to qualify for the STORGYs held by your organization between March 1st of 2022 and February 23rd of 2023. In order to give out awards, like for SCG to give out these awards, we really need organization leaders to get these program evaluation reports filled out and turned in by Friday, February 24th at 12 p.m. That's the latest we're going to take them. They can be filled out for each event that you guys have this year. Had this year, my bad. Do I sound all right? You guys hear me? Okay, good. Okay.
It's a handheld, you can take it off.
Just a quick reminder that it's important to make sure that your organization's constitution is fully enforced and the rules are being followed. Any issues related to your organization's constitution can be directed to me as secretary at RIC at SCG.org to set up an appointment to discuss it, or come to my office hours, which is on Tuesdays and Fridays from the times on the screen. If I cannot be reached for whatever reason, please contact RIC at scg.ric.edu. Tomorrow we have our SCG will be hosting our Valentine's dance from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. If you all can make it, that would be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to see you all there. Another announcement that we will be hosting a town hall with President Warner in the student ballroom on March 1st from 12:30 to 2 p.m. I hope to see you all there as well. You guys will have a chance to ask questions to the president of the college, and he'll be there to answer your questions, any concerns you have, and how we can make things better here on campus. I'll also say that SCG, we're here to help, so if you need anything, feel free to come up to our office at Student Union 401. Again, we're here to serve all of you. That's what the student government is for. Do you guys have any questions?
The thing on March 1st, that's what was supposed to be next week, right?
Yes, that was originally supposed to be like a leadership roundtable with the president next week, but he canceled that and decided to do a more informal session with students and staff. Any other questions? Right. So the program evaluation reports are going to be done by next Friday. So if you get them filled out, that would be great, awesome. So on the program evaluation reports, you put down your organization name, the program activity title, the date, time, location of your event, the type of event it was, like was it a social, educational type of event, and then you have a section where you can explain where it's geared toward residents, commuters, or both, like, and then in your own words you describe the event, and then there in section 2 you describe the cost effectiveness of the event. And then on the second page, it has it where you're able to rate the attendance, rate the number of people who worked it. Like you put down if there's a fee or not. And then of course it asks you a couple questions like what difficulties do you have.
I had a question.
Sure.
So just so I have it clarified, what was the reason that the luncheon with Warner next week was canceled?
I honestly do not know. Like he let us know that, like a couple days ago. Like,
Did he say why?
Doing the roundtable with the leader, like the what's it called? The thing with the students and stuff.
So he didn't explain why?
He did not. Also, so for section 3, the advisory on the program evaluation reports, just fill out like what difficulties you guys have encountered in planning the event, what worked well, what did not work well, what would you do this again? And then on the next page, you have it where you can actually check off which awards you guys would like to put your club into for, like the rationale for it. And then nomination and voting process will come out within the next couple of days. Does anyone have any questions on the program evaluation report sheet? Yes.
I don't have a specific question on the sheet, but how do we know which are the awards that are giving out, so we know which ones we are going to?
Okay. So
The
for
sheet? Okay.
Yep. So for that, like I have the story policy that lists like all the awards that'll be up for contention.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? It's important to do this because to fill these out, because in order to have an award ceremony, we actually have to have we need to have clubs like in contention for these awards. You can't give out an award if there's no clubs like contending for it.
Excuse me? I have a question about section 2 of the cost and effectiveness. What kind of information do you want there?
I would say, so you know how like oftentimes you go to the finance committee in order to get like the number, like the money for your event.
Yeah,
So like put down what you requested for that.
for that event.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Hi, I was just wondering when the actual voting takes place.
That will probably be in the middle of March. I'll send out more information on that. Like, so please, everyone, make sure you check your emails, stay on top of it, because information will be coming out real soon about that.
Who votes on it?
So basically, everyone.
Everybody on campus, like every student?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, everyone, how are you doing today? All right, sure. What's your question?
Is an ongoing program is eligible to be put in the sheet?
I'm sorry, can you,
If
you
the
said
program-
ongoing programs
Yes.
are eligible? Yes. So as long as your organization is active, you are eligible for all of these awards that are on these policy. There are, there's 21 different awards. So for instance, if, what's your organization?
Accounting Association.
So if accounting puts in events and a different organization also is eligible, multiple organizations can win one award. Does that make sense? Like, well, if you guys are in conjunction, so say our accounting and Lasso, I don't know if that, you probably never do an event together, but hypothetically if you did, you guys would fill it out together and then you both win the award. So on the award it would say Lasso and accounting. Does that make sense? Yeah, and this is important because if we don't get these, where is this? The evaluation reports, we'll still have the STORGYs, but we won't be able to give out awards. So it's really important. We want to stress the importance of that. And are you all familiar with the STORGYs? No? It's been a few years since we've had one. The last one was in 2019. So since a lot of us aren't familiar with that because of COVID, we'll just go through it. Basically, it's this organization annual awards ceremony, right? Something like that. And the point of it is that we have to celebrate what we do as organizations. So at the end of the year, usually in like April, in April we get together and we're going to the Crown Plaza Hotel. We've already booked the date, got menus and everything. You'll find out more information as time goes on. But we're gonna have this event and give out awards for all of the things that you've accomplished throughout the year. So it's a nice time. It's like a formal dinner, and it's been a while since we've had one, but we want to communicate what we require of the organizations so that we can make sure that the event goes successfully and that everyone could be recognized for their achievements. Any questions about the STORGYs in particular?
So in terms of voting, will it be, say, like a Google form and any student can just vote?
It will be an online format.
And the theme, can I tell them about the theme? Yeah, so we're gonna have a theme for it, and we'll get invitations and everything. So it's gonna be Anchors Away, right? So it's gonna be like a nautical theme to celebrate RIC and Rhode Island, lots of water and ocean. So we're gonna go through something like that. Like I said, it's a formal event, and it's free, so you can choose like if you want like a chicken, get chicken, and it's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have a what? Yeah, that chicken seafood. But we're gonna have a projector just like we have here. We're gonna have it there, and we're gonna put photos of you guys. So if you have photos throughout the year of events that you do with your organization, send it to the secretary email. Do you have it?
Yes, go back to yep, that's it.
So this email secretary at ricscg.org. Send all your photos there, right? Is that what you want? So that way we have photos that we can put up there, and I think we have an incentive for that, right? You know, what is it?
We will be giving out an award for the best organization of photo at the STORGYs.
Yeah, so we get all the photos, and then whichever ones our committee will go through them, choose, like handpick a few that really like stand out to us, and the organization will have like a highlight in the slideshow. Like look at this photo. So it's a good way to promote your organization too. So it incentivizes you to want to submit photos, so that you can show all the other organizations, hey, this is what we've been up to. You know? What else is there? Is that pretty much it? Do you guys have any questions about what I just covered? Is there anything else I could do? Have you all have a moment to, oh yes, Azul.
You said the story is when again?
April 14th, right? At 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's at Crown Plaza Hotel. That's in Warwick. Like again, these details you'll find out more as we approach the event. But how many people from each organization?
We'll be allowing for to start off four members of your organization and your advisor. Of course, if certain organizations do not have attendees, then we'll allow more people to go to each organization.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions about the program evaluation report?
I have some questions. What day is that? That's the
April 14th?
It's a Friday.
Okay. Right. So I'm guessing that you all, sorry, go ahead.
Hi. I was just wondering how to nominate like a member of a club or org.
So in order to nominate a member, so we do have a couple of these. We do have a couple of awards that are specifically for members. So for example, we have like the most active freshman is one of the awards on here. The most dedicated multi-club member is an option on here. The most dedicated member in an organization is one of the awards. So there's a couple of awards on here where it's an individual award. So like in that case, you would nominate like a person instead of an organization.
And provide a rationale for why you believe that they are entitled to this award.
So wait, do we fill out separate forms for that?
You fill out separate forms for each event that you do, and for
I'm talking about the individual.
oh, okay.
For the nomination ballots, the nomination ballot will be sent out. It will be sent out separately in a couple of weeks once we have all the program evaluation reports back. We'll send out the nomination ballots.
Any more questions? All right, so if you've all had a chance to look over the program evaluation report, do you have any questions about how to fill this out? Is it clear? Is any confusion? We're all good? Okay, and what was the date that you needed this by again?
We need this by next Friday, February 24th. By the time the office closes at 12. So that's the latest we're taking.
If you guys don't send it after that, unfortunately, you won't be able to get any awards. And we don't want to get to that point, but it's very important because you want to be recognized for what you do. So I know it's new because we haven't had a STORGYs in a few years, so this process might be new. There might be lots of new leadership in organizations that aren't familiar with this process before, but this is usually done every year. So it'll be a recurring thing. This is good to do it this year, so next year you're familiar, it gets smoother as time goes on. Any other things that you want to mention? Alright, so we covered this program evaluation report, we covered the STORGYs. We want to go through alright, about how to do the classes. Yeah, go ahead.
When you consider the calendar from like school start, which was like August till now, or from January till?
We're going for, are you asking for like which events we're considering for
Yes.
everything? We are going to take any event from March 1st of 2022 until this point.
We could repeat some labels.
Maybe just. Yeah. All right. So for the awards that we have the best social event, which is basically it's the event that promotes the most social interaction between members of the college community. We have the best fundraiser, which is presenting the most original and successful fundraiser of the school year. We have the best public service, which is basically which event like best serves like the community as a whole, like charity, that kind of stuff. Then we have the best promotional advertising, which is presented for the most effectively creative advertising or public relations, including not limited to the club's website, social media usage, and flyers, etc. Then we have the best cultural program, which is which event best celebrates cultural diversity here around college.
Alright, best educational program. Incentive for the program that provides the most educational experience for the college community. So when people submit things for this, is there a specific criteria for what counts as I mean, they can read this. Alright, cool. If you guys at any point have any questions about how to fill this out and you run into any, like, say this weekend you're starting to fill out a few of your events and you run into any problems, just email either the SCG email or preferably the secretary email, because that's what Matt gets. And I mean, any questions you have, he'd be able to answer it, but it's better to start that sooner than later. So if you do have any issues, you can cover that, because we said before, it's new for a lot of us, so there's going to be bound to be questions about it. So we want to fill them out. And then I'm not sure if we clarified, but if you had this, you filled one of these out for each event. So if you had an event last semester and you have one this semester, you would do 2 of them. Make sense?
One for each.
Okay. Yes.
Sorry, I don't know if it's just me that's confused. So this is for all of like the events and stuff, and then if you're nominating a member, that's going to be a separate thing.
We'll have it where it's like where you can nominate an individual person, and then we'll have the nominations for like each individual club. We're gonna have a box for that. You can write in who you're nominating or what organization you want.
Okay.
There are no stupid questions, so don't worry about that.
Exactly.
Because if you are confused about something, someone else will be. So please just ask it away. You know, the whole purpose of us meeting today is that you guys are very confident in what we need to have. You know. Go ahead, Asa.
So you're saying we need to fill out an evaluation report for each event?
Yeah, so each event, each separate event gets its own program evaluation report.
Okay.
Yeah, and then individuals would be at a later date.
Okay. So, with that being said, there's the different nominations for each item that we're looking for the event that took place and those who nominated for that set of event.
So she said that each event will have its own nomination category. Okay. Yeah, so to reiterate her question, essentially, does each event has its own nominations for each category? Yes. So if you have an event, if any of these categories, you can like put a rationale for why you think that you qualify for that. So if you have two events that you think were just like amazing, best events on campus, you can put that in, and then once we go into the voting process or the selection process, then we'll determine that. So if you really want to win an award, that rationale part is important. So that's where you explain to the committee, why do I deserve this award? And like I said before, if you do an event with other organizations, they're all get separate awards. We should have brought you. We have an example award. We might be doing something similar this year. They're like little glass.
If you'd like to see any examples, so for example, in Donovan, we have our student committee government corner. In the corner of Donovan, we have like a bunch of examples, like STORGY awards from the past up there for different organizations. So if you'd like to see how they look like, that's where you would go.
Do you guys know where we're referring to? So like if you're walking out of the register with your food, just take a right, and that wall right there. That has a bunch of SCG information, but it also has specific information to the STORGYs. So an example of an award, it could be like, say if it's, what's an award? Best Cooperative Program. That one specifically involves teamwork across multiple organizations. So if you win Best Cooperative Program with Anchor TV, Lasso, Accounting, if you guys somehow create some event that involves all of you, which likely wouldn't happen, but say it does, then you each get your own individual award that you can put in your office. If you have like an office in Student Union or somewhere else on campus, you would get that, and it would say Anchor TV, Accounting, and the other organization I mentioned. So everyone gets, there's how many awards are there? There's like 21 awards.
There are 21 awards on that. There's 26 awards in total on that, and we might add an additional couple.
Yeah, so there's between 20 and 30 awards, but that doesn't mean 20 to 30 like physical awards that you get, because like I said, each award can be specified for more than one organization. So we have an award in SCG in our office from one of the prior years, and that one includes many organizations on it, because it was a huge event that a lot of different organizations like compiled the resources to making that event happen, and they each won an individual award that represented that. Does that make sense? I know that's a little confusing, but if you see like 21 things, it's not like 21 different awards. There's more than that, because multiple organizations can win the same award.
Any other questions? Nope, okay.
Yeah. Where is it? Is it here? Okay, so well, let's do a shameless plug first. Tomorrow, please come. Tell your organization, it's gonna be great. Like you don't want to be the person that didn't show up. Okay? Be there or be square. All right, and then next, equally important, is the town hall meeting that we're having on March 1st. If you have any like concerns, any comments about RIC, this is the time to express it. I don't know if you guys have had individual interaction with President Warner, but he's very receptive to student comments. He's a really nice guy. He's here for the students and wants to hear your feedback. So if you could show up, please, that would be really appreciated, because this event is going to be crucial into us going forward. And part of that event will be announcing the SCG annual survey, which will I'm trying to make it live then. That's where I fall in. It's the Conditions and Services Committee. Every year in the spring semester, we put out a survey so we can get input from students, and that way we can prioritize our efforts in ways that would improve basically the RIC student life here. So for instance, something that I'm doing Fridays, that I'm meeting with Don Trencher, the Director of Athletics and Recreation, and we're going to talk with him about the rec center hours. So if you like to go, it might apply to a few of you. If you're residents and you like to go to the gym here, but there's issues about the gym or the rec center or athletics or anything, then that's the kind of thing that I'm going to talk to him about on Friday. I also want to meet with Arthur Patry for Donovan and see if we can extend their hours. No promises, but we're just starting the conversation so that we could move forward and hopefully make the campus a better place for all of you. So yeah, any questions about that? If you guys do have any complaints or anything, just literally anything about RIC, like facilities, services, professors, just anything like that, you can just tell me after this and I'll make a note of it, and we can, I can try to do something about it. Can't make any promises because I'm just a student. I remember in middle school, the student government president, they would always say oh, I want to make sure the water fountains are always cold, and then it wouldn't happen. So I don't want to make any promises, but I can do my best to see what we can do. Sounds good? All right, any other things of contention that you want to talk about? No? All right, so now we're gonna go, we're gonna leave it to Q&A. So if you guys have any concerns, questions about anything that we talked about today, you can stay back and we can have a conversation about it. But otherwise, that was all that we had for you today. We know it was short, but it was really important. And oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. Asley, our Vice President for SCG, has a few comments that she's going to be passing out. These are invitations to our event tomorrow night. Like I said, please go. James, do you have any comments you would like to make?
Hey guys, how you guys doing? Sorry I'm loud, but come to the party. Let's go. What's up, big guy? But anyhow, we're gonna try to step forth next semester, hopefully, to set up some stuff for treasurers, little classes, to help all the treasurers out, because we was looking at all the requests this year that was filled out. A lot of it was filled out wrong, but we're gonna try to have see if we can get all the treasurers for each organization to do what's that thing called?
Budgetary?
No, I mean QuickBooks. There you go. Do a QuickBooks class. It's free. It is for the business school. They offer it for free, so it'll help your organization out. We're gonna try to offer leadership stuff for the vice president and the president, and stuff for the secretary as well. So we want everybody's organization to be successful, and yeah, that's it. Just come to the party. We'll be there. There's free food, all this good stuff. Mr. Jakes will be there dressed nice, right? There you go. All right. Thanks, guys.
I just want to reiterate a point that you made, James mentioned that we're going to have this training for different executive board members of each organization. They're all important, but especially the treasurer. If your treasurers and your organizations have issues with any of the accounting that goes on behind the scenes, you're more than welcome to come by SCG. If Fadia was here, she'd tell you all about it. She's our treasurer. She knows all about the QuickBooks and how to do it. And it's really important that your treasurers really fill in those information for your clubs accurately, because if not, that could impact lots of things like finances and all that. So your treasurers, make sure that they're on their game, and I'm sure they are. But if they're not, they could always stop by and see Fadia. Go ahead.
Tom, sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Also, I wanted to put out this event that's going to be coming up in March, I believe. We'll forward it out to everybody. But there's a veteran group that's looking for volunteers for They do a memorial every year for veterans that passed away during the Global War on terrorism, stuff like that. So it's boots on the ground, something like that. We'll forward it to all the leadership for all the organizations. If you guys have anybody that would love to volunteer, we would appreciate it.
Anything else, James? Or
That's it, big guy. Sorry.
no? All right, so you guys are free to go. Like, I know that you have important things to do, but like I said, if you have any questions, just come up here and we can have a conversation about it. Thank you guys for
Thank you
coming.
everyone for coming.